Welcome to a new week of Project Purdey, when actually it's sort of Project Priscilla this week a little bit. We're just checking various things on Priscilla, various levels. So I'm just checking the master cylinder here. Just needs a little bit of fluid in it, so I'll put that in. It's in a slightly stupid place. So we've still got some jobs to do on Priscilla this week, and we're hoping later in the week for a really exciting update from Safety Devices, where hopefully you'll see a full cage in Purdey. In the meantime, stay with us. Yeah, both on.
Discover the soul rock duo everyone's talking about. Crazy. Stream the Country Acts on
headlights.
Spotify. Find them on Facebook and YouTube.
Spot.
Or grab signed CDs in the countryactsshop.co.
We've got the front lights working, and now the back light is being a pain. So we've got a little separate relay box for this under the bonnet, and it seems that if you wiggle it, it works, and if you don't wiggle it, it doesn't. So it's going to necessitate taking this little box out to see what's going on. Priscilla's not behaving herself with her electrics at the moment. As you can see, just doing the rear hub on Priscilla. So the seal has been replaced, is that right?
Yeah, inner seal on the stub axle and the seal on the inside of the hub.
Okay, so hopefully that should stop the oil. And what was up with the brake fluid? Why was that coming out?
It was when I pressed the brake pedal to check the brake switch, the piston popped out.
Ah, okay. Not ideal, but should all be back together now, so that's good. As well as fixing the oil seal in this hub, because the oil had gone onto the brakes, we had to replace the brake pads with some new ones. So this is one which we're going to also replace on the other side. Those have already gone into there. While we enjoy some more wet weather in France, we get an update from the warm workshop at Safety Devices.
Good afternoon, we've got another update on Project Purdey. The vehicle has now got the last few bits of roll cage all into position and is going for its final welding. You can see we've got the windscreen reinforcement down the side, door bars down the bottom, dash bar sneaks through above the column just under here. We've added an extra brace at the top as well. Roof bracing is complete. And like I say, we're about to start with the final welding. In the back, we have also now done the first mock-up of the spare wheel mounts. As you can see, 2 spare wheels can be mounted in a cradle which attaches to the roll cage itself, and then the strap can go over the top down to the bottom mounts here and secure them in position. Next job is to fully weld what we can before removing the roof to lift the roll cage out for final welding, and also to go for powder coating. So a couple of days now, and then it'll be all ready to move on.
And Dan's going to give us a demonstration of just how we get the wheel in and out of the car, and how easy the cage makes it to get that wheel safely stowed. You know, the roof, we spent such a long time getting lined up. Well, they're now taking it off, but it's a necessary part to get the cage out and get the final welding done and the powder coating.
All right, we've now removed the roof, ready to complete the final welding. So I thought I'd give you a quick walk around of the layout as it stands now. Yeah.
Then the final welding of the structure can begin. Obviously you'll appreciate this is a time lapse, so in reality this actually took quite a long time, but it's such an important part for the integral strength of the cage and ultimately our safety if something awful should happen, which obviously we hope it doesn't. It's another day and another transfer box. You might remember me saying that we need to change the transfer box on Priscilla. So this is the transfer box that will be going in. You'll also remember that this flange has to come off because this transfer box also came out of a Discovery initially, and there's no place for the sender to go in. So you'll also remember, there's lots of remembering today, that getting this off was a real pain last time. So let's hope it's a bit easier this time. This transfer box is being cleaned up ahead of hopefully going into Priscilla maybe next week. That's the plan anyway. With the box clean, we needed to get it up on the workbench to do a bit more to it, but as neither of us were feeling particularly strong, we thought that the engine crane ought to make another appearance to give us a little helping hand. Having got this transfer box on the bench, I'm just going to take the sump off to clean it out and put a new gasket in, hopefully to prevent leakage in the future. So there you go, that's what the inside of a transfer box looks like. Lots and lots of things. Well, gears, not just things. It seems to run quite smooth, doesn't it? So next we need to get Priscilla up to the garage and get the old transfer box out, because there's some bits that we have to transfer, isn't there?
Yep.
Meanwhile, back in Suffolk, the cage is out of Purdey and safety devices have transported it to the paint shop for powder coating. And look, it's red! We knew that it was going to be red, but we haven't mentioned that before, so that it was a nice surprise. The powder coating process is a little bit different to painting. So the powder is given an electrostatic charge, and then when the particles are charged, they are attracted to the metal part, which is grounded, and that causes the powder to stick. And then when it's all coated, the whole thing needs to be baked or cured for the coating to actually stick, and that's actually the same process that happened on the chassis. With the powder coating complete, the cage was taken back to the workshop and reassembled in Purdey. Obviously this is another time-lapse video. This process probably took quite some time. And when the cage was in, it was obviously necessary to put the roof back on. You'll notice incidentally that the windscreen was laid down for the reassembly. Then Purdey's loaded and taken to another workshop, this time to Demand Engineering, when next week she's going to have an exhaust built. So that's super exciting. It means we're getting on. Well, we're at the end of another week. and the videos seem to be getting shorter. No, seriously, we obviously don't have Purdey with us at the moment. The great news is that she has the most amazing roll cage thanks to safety devices. Purdey's now moved on, as you've just seen, to demand engineering, so next week she'll be getting an exhaust, and hopefully we'll be getting Priscilla's transfer box changed next week as well. So apologies that this video is shorter, or maybe you prefer it like that. I don't know, comment below if you prefer shorter videos. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate you being with us on this journey. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. If you're able to, click on the subscribe button, that's much appreciated. And we'll see you next week.